I'm Amin. Name is Ready. Matrix 0117. I started my presentation. I want to express my appreciation to my supervisor, Dr. Mamukori, Ben Wendawa, for guiding me and support me until I finish this project. So, today I'm going to explain about my project, which is vertical hydroponic system. So, the new era of modernization, new innovation are inevitably needed and they should be integrated with the mainstream of agriculture. One way to achieve a sustainable urbanization and food security is by practicing the urban farming. Urban farming is highly significant and relevant to serve the needs of the urban residents, particularly those who are more vulnerable to the food crisis compared to the rural residents. So the background of project, basically, background of this project is separated to two, which is the first one is urban farming. Urban farming is known as a cultivation practice beyond home consumption or educational purposes, such as cultivating, producing, processing, distributing, and marketing food and others product within the cities and town areas. The second one is vertical garden. It can be defined as a plant growing system that uses an assortment of support structure that stand upright and make the small space being utilized for more production. By contrast, growing plant in a horizontal system take up the majority of the room or space. So the problem statement for the project is by the year of 2025, the research has made that it is estimated that almost 30% of global population will live in the urban areas such as big cities around the world. The migration of rural people to the cities has increased the population densities of urban areas, hence leading towards a competing excess of food supply, nutrition, and security. Food preferences have changed due to the increase of per capita income in developing countries, occupational change, and global leakage. So the objective of this project is the first one is hydroponic. Hydroponic allow for year round growth like crop like lettuce, herbs, tomatoes, and strawberries, and work in a limited space. Hydroponic also have a high yields, healthy method, and sustainable system that require minimal space. Is an ideal fit with tree living communities. It also will make their root are deep directly into nutrient-rich solution. Since they are connected directly to the necessary nutrient, hydroponical grown plants have smaller root system, so it's very suitable with hydroponic system, this vertical hydroponic system. So the scope of the project. Vertical farming is husbandry of crops planted in vertically managed layers so as to harness the unaccustomed vertical area. It is estimated that there is approximately 800 million hectares of land that is designated to soil-based farming globally. Need to produce food internally to manage the ratio of demand and supply. So the item that I used to make this, my prototype of this project is the first one is Arduino Uno. It is an open source microcontroller board based on the microchip that work best on coding to perform tasks. The second one relay to channel, which is used where it is necessary to control a circuit by an independent low power signal. The third one is ESP3266, which is function as Wi-Fi and Bluetooth to connect to the phone. The fourth one is step down LM2569. We need to minimize the number of external components to simplify the power supply design. And the last one is water pump, which is to move the fluid, liquid or gas. So this is my schematic diagram for my project. My prototype for this project is I connected Arduino and ESP to my relay and then connected it to my water pump to performing a task. So this is the demo for my project. The Arduino will take the coding from app Arduino IDE to perform a task, so the water pump can functionally, and all the excess water will come back into the water tank, which is the box that I use. So this system hydroponic will reuse the water until the water evaporates for itself. So the project for my project is the first one, start literature review, then comparing and analyzing previous research by other research about hydroponic and vertical farming, preparing the conceptual design of the system, development of simulation hardware, testing hardware, with troubleshooting countermeasure. We will develop again the simulation hardware until the data analysis and discussion come out, and then conclusion and recommendation and end. So the project implementation for the work is, the first one is to minimize farming in the soil at the urban places such as big city and factory site. The second one is it can increase and faster the production of vegetable in agriculture sector. The third one is consumer concept is applied when people have the ability to produce their own food using the available resources. So the project significant and contribution. The first one is this vertical hydroponic system is very suitable to use at terrace home that have a limited land space. So they also can use it to plant some herbs at home. Other than that, they also will save some of the grocery saving to buy something more essential. Second one is can develop the agriculture sector into something more futuristic by reason of if vertical farming is using 80% less water and free soil. In addition, it doesn't need a huge space to plant. So the safety implementation before I making this project is I will make sure the surrounding is clean and safe from dangerous tool, and always make sure there's no electrical while making this project. And the safety intention after I make this project is I will clean the project safety area and ensure that each project component wire connection is still neat. So the conclusion from my project is it can improvise future farming at urban places. The second one, increase productivity in a short time. And this system has a healthy method and sustainable system that require minimum space. That's all from me. Thank you.